Right there. So that's how it is.
Yeah. Yay.
Well, hey, there we go. That was weird.
Can you guys hear us? Say something in the chat if you can hear us, please.
So this is our first attempt at doing a live feed. We could use some feedback if you have a chance to put into the chat box, and we'll see what happens. All right, so my name is Zach Edwards. I'm the creator of Historical Conquest, which is a card game, much like Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, Magic, but with the gameplay of Risk. And as you see, Abby, can you shrink that so you can see the live feed?
Yeah. Also, the reason it's like Risk is because like you're trying to take over land and stuff like that.
Let me adjust that camera just a little bit.
So, yeah, if you know this game is great, we're going to be doing it again.
So, So the game of Historical Conquest actually came up. I don't know if many of you know the story, but it came up from a class assignment that I had back in college to create a product that would change the world. But it had to be doable for my dorm setting. So I took the game of Risk and merged it with games like Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic. Those are the popular games at the time. And I infused history into it. And this is what you get. This is basically a game where you open up your deck, and you have 51 cards in a deck. The deck includes everything from adventures to different armies, like the Persian Immortals or the Tunguski Airmen. We have a sumo wrestler. We have all these different people where you can actually read the history on the card. And so while you're reading the history or just playing the game, it's an awesome game to play. Also in here are your land cards. Now to start the game, you're going to take all your land cards and place them out in the far corner so that all your lands go there. This way, you can make sure that you can find lands when it comes time. All right. So I invited both my kids to come join us. This is Ethan and Abigail. Abby.
Hi. The reason you invited us, because he's pretty good at his thing.
Yeah, he thinks he's the best in the world, so we're gonna try that out. No.
I'm just saying that Abby and me are really good.
You are really good.
We've been playing this since we could read. And both been playing this since we started conventions in Alaska. It was a long time ago.
Yeah, I started back in 2014. Another great thing is, so a little background of these two. So Ethan, when I started this, was actually 5 years old. Abby was 7, and Abby could read. She was really good at reading. Ethan didn't like the fact that he couldn't play because he couldn't read the cards. So by the age of 6, he actually taught himself how to play for 2 reasons. One, because he was very competitive with his sister, but also because he wanted to be able to play by himself. And he didn't want Dad's help. So that's how he started playing.
And like that's one of the reasons I started to read, at least try my best to read. And now I'm like a few higher grade. I'm like 4th to 5th grade in reading like it.
Can you see the name? The person that joined us?
Hi.
Platesium.
Hi guys.
Hi Platesium. Thanks for joining us. And everyone else, I can't see everyone, but that you're on the live feed, so hi. Nice to have you here. Yeah, he's been anticipating this whole thing all day.
I've never been in a live stream ever. Well,
that and you also been begging to play the game. So grab a color. So as you can see, our decks are actually put into sleeves. We put the cards in sleeves, so it's really hard to distinguish, or it's very easy to distinguish between whose decks were whose. And at the end of the game, you might trade cards, but when you turn them on over and you have an orange and a white sleeve, it's really easy to tell them apart.
Hey, Dad.
Yes.
Can I tell them how to like separate the cards and stuff?
Go ahead.
So basically when you're playing, with your deck, you're gonna have to separate them into like lands. They'll have like a like earth kind of background. So once you get all of them, shuffle them, or if you don't want to, don't.
Yeah, shuffle your lands just so you know which ones. So you don't know which ones you have.
And then you put so on the bottom right rectangle on the board, you will put your land cards there, and then you have your character cards. Shuffle them up or mix them up, or whatever you want to call it. I always need my dad's help, but I can't shuffle the way the day is.
So,
and then we start.
So the great thing about this game is it's an awesome family game where everyone can play, or you play with other people around the world. So the way that we set it up with Historical Conquest is we actually have tournaments in different cities. And if you go on our website, you can actually see which cities they're in and when they are.
And soon there's going to be a game for this coming out.
Yeah, actually, so we have a video game coming out later this year, hopefully. Our program is actually working on it right now. And then also we have our app that will be coming out hopefully soon next year. And there's some really cool things, including what we're calling the world's greatest treasure hunt. So it's another great reason why we're trying to get this this game going, and also the app going as soon as possible.
Yeah. So anyway, when you're starting the game, if everyone's ready, everyone grab 5 cards.
So you got 5 cards off the top of your deck. And then also grab 1 land card from your land pile and place it in front of you.
Youngest goes first.
If you have any questions, please put them in the feed so we can answer them for you.
Okay, it's gonna be the live chat. Since I'm the youngest, I'm going first. So I'm putting down Philip, Suzanne.
Philip, Susan.
Yeah. We need the coins.
Ethan, can I explain one also thing? So in the rules, it's actually that the youngest person starts. So Ethan starts off with Philip Souza, and he's going to increase his morale.
But to mark the morale, there's something like small. For us, we just use coins. And so yeah.
Actually, coming up fairly soon, we actually have the figurines, which are basically
people in the game.
Well, we can call them action figures, but they're little figurines that are different people from history. And so we have small versions, but we're also going to create 8-inch versions of these. And the really cool thing about it is we partnered up with a guy from Marvel and DC Comics who does sculpting for them, and he's going to do some sculpting for us. So consider this, the 6 to 8-inch Tesla that you can put on your desk or anywhere where you're studying, or George Washington, different conquerors, leaders, even authors, musicians, stuff like that. What I'm really excited for is an archer that we're doing. We have a question there.
Well,
So there's a question on the live feed about shipping. We actually have our shipment coming in on the 8th. So as soon as it arrives, we're going to have a 1 day to 2 day turnaround, and we're going to ship all the back orders out. So if you have any back orders, I'm sorry for the delay. We were trying to get them out here sooner. It's just taking a fairly long time. This is actually one of the reasons why we're moving the shipping back to the United States, because it just takes way too long from other places. So.
Well, anyway, since I placed down Philip, it says down here if there's this rectangle where it shows, like what it does.
That's the ability area.
So I put down mine, increase my morale by 300. You can only place down 3 cards every turn for you. Then, there's a like 2 to 3 round grace period. Then I will place down.
It's a good point that he made. So what he means by a grace period is for the first 2 rounds, you can't attack each other. You can't interact with different cards. You want to be able to start up your civilization and not have somebody else attack you and destroy you in the first 2 rounds.
Well, anyway, I'm putting down Eli Whitney. So
Eli Whitney.
Eli Whitney. So I will increase both my morale and strength by 200 points if I discard a character card except him. And then
So,
to end of my turn, I'll place down the Apache Fighting Warriors.
Ethan, are you going to get rid of a card? Okay. So he's discarding Philip Sousa in order to get Eli Whitney's ability. And again, this area right here is the ability area, the lighter area of the card. Right below that right-hand corner, there's two numbers. The first one is your attack point. So the one to your left is attack point, the first one. The second is your defense points.
If you want to know like what they are, it has this like war background. It says army. That means it's not a character card. It doesn't count as a character card. But it has like that like metal background. Like it's in the top right corner. It says what it is. It says warriors. That is a character card.
Yep. So oh, okay. So before I go on with my turn, there's a question here about the rare card program. So there's two parts to this program. The first part starts September 1st. So that's coming up really fast. September 1st, you can actually enter a person's name, a person from history, their name, the history, and the abilities they should have for the game. And if they're picked as number 1, so if it's picked as the number 1 card out of everyone that enters, you get $500. The top 12 though are made into their own cards, and we'll send you a stack of them. If you were the one that submitted that one, we'll send you a stack of those cards. And in addition to that, we'll also make each one of those 12 cards a rare card to pass out the next year, the following year. Every month, in order to get those cards, we will post a new rare card on our newsletter. You see that rare card, and you can write an essay, a 1-page essay, 12-point font, double space, on any part about that history. So if it's, one example was the Emu Wars. There was a war that happened in Australia between the emus, the big birds, and the military. And in the end, the military lost. So it's a really great one to look into, to read the history of that. But one of the people that were submitting for the essays, they actually wrote an essay on the machine gun that was used. So with that machine gun, they wrote this essay, we accepted it, we sent them a rare card. So you can write about anything to do with that. So this month, actually, there was one person that wrote the rare card with the Tunguska event. And basically what that was is a possible meteor that came into the atmosphere and destroyed a huge amount of acreage in Russia, the largest meteor strike in history. Well, somebody else talked about the theories that were behind it, because it was like very secretive of what happened in that place. Possible, I mean, the person actually put in the possibility of spaceship type thing. They didn't go off on that because it was not historically based, but they gave the theories behind it. But at the same time, another person wrote on meteors and why they were, what happens to them, what kind of events happen. So you can basically write on whatever you want that has to do with that event, and we'll judge it. Basically, the parents that submit it or the player that submits it can basically judge if it's the right fit. We're not looking for too much. We're not sticklers on what to write the essay on, but it interests you and it has to do with that event. So
I already know the card I'm gonna try to put in. I already tried doing it.
Don't tell anyone.
I'm not. I'm just gonna say that I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, when I go to conventions, there's a lot of youth that, a lot of players that want to tell me right away what the rare card that they submit is. And if somebody else hears about it, that person can also submit it. So we tell people to write lists together, put down 100 entries, and submit 100 times if you want to do that. Again, it's $500 if you get number 1. And we send you a stack of your cards, whichever ones we choose at the top 12. So for going back to the game, for my turn, I'm going to be playing the Trump sisters, because they're the strongest people I have in my hand. And then I'm going to play Francisco Pizarro, who's an explorer. So these blue ones are called explorers, and they find you new lands. So if I place them right next to the land that's already existing, I can put a new land behind, underneath it. And I've got one more person I'm going to play, and then I'll answer some more questions. I'll play Philo Farnsworth. Great history behind him. He was a farmer that created the television. How cool is that? So I'm going to play him. I'm going to also increase my morale by 300, and then answer questions.
Let me see now. So it looks like the two lagging. You might have to do that. So hopefully it doesn't like too much. I mean, after every turn, fill up the cards so you have 5 cards again.
Great point. So to end your turn, grab enough cards, you have 5. For this live feed, I'm pretty sure that we can do this. Again, this is our first time, but I think I can actually take the video and put it on YouTube so you can go back to any point of it. So you can actually see it again. Yeah. So there you go. So you'll be able to see this again. Hopefully it doesn't lag too much. So I grab my cards. As soon as I grab my card, it shows to Abby that it's her turn.
And also, when you are going to attack, you have to attack with the same country. Well, not the same country. Like, it will show you have to attack if you have the same place in the bottom left corner next to the picture. It will show that place. You can only attack somewhere if it has that place has the exact same place.
So I have a question here on the live feed that I guess there's just some background noise. Our microphone, we tried to get it set up and it wasn't working. So because we came actually a minute over when we were supposed to start the feed, we just unplugged it and now we're using our laptop. So again, we apologize for this being in the first feed, and next time we will be getting our microphone up and ready and working. Just for some reason it stopped working in the middle right before we started.
And I'm going to kind of like a little vibration sound bit, so we're sorry about that.
How bad is it? Is it really bad? Can you tell us in the live feed if it's really bad, the background noise?
And some people, what they might not want to do is half pay attention to the game, half attention to things like that.
Well, it's funny that we're answering questions and he's going back to the game. He's really excited about the game. Can you tell? So we're going to go to Abby's turn. So go ahead, Abby. Oh, it sounds like a blender. So.
Hopefully, if you don't know it right, so hopefully this next one is better.
Give me 1 second. Let me try this.
Is it good?
Dangerous now?
Tell us his live feed.
So I just plugged in the microphone. Hopefully it was working better than it was earlier. And you can tell us when it gets through the live feed.
Okay, so now my turn. I'm going to play Keyboard and Queen Stella. What does so your opponent must attack and win twice and same turn to kill this card from the others. I like this card because it helps me stay alive and helps keep your opponent from any other people.
So the basic ability is that you have to attack twice before that one card goes away. When usually every attack, you get rid of one card. You have to attack it twice before that one card goes away.
Unlike Risk, and I'm bringing up Risk and favorite is mostly the going with this. One way it's not like this. It's like you can only attack 1 and 2 times. You can't attack more than that. Unless you have a this.
Rotate the microphone. Okay, so whoever's talking, does that work? So if I'm talking, I need to have it in front of me. Just so, Trish, hopefully this works. So I'm putting it in front of me. And yeah, thanks for that. Right, I guess we can pass it around. We'll get this thing solved. So thank you for your patience. Yes, that worked. Okay, good. Okay, so now it's Abby's turn still. I'll hold it for you.
Now it's good. Right now we're going to play Newton's Law of Motion. And The ability is just knowledge for what anyone can technology cars from the deck and pay immediately. So what I would do is put it on my deck. Look at my deck.
So as she's looking through her deck, she's going to be pulling out one technology card as her ability. But as she is looking through there, what I'm going to explain to you is when you're playing the game, you have your lands in the first row. The only thing that goes in the first row. Everything that's above a land has to be a person. The way to choose that is, or to find that out, is that they have numbers at the bottom right-hand corner. An army also has those numbers as well. And you place these people up to 4 above each land. Now, if it's not a person and it's not a land card, then you put in what's called the active area. And this is what Abby just did right down here. The active area is right above the deck, and it shows all the cards that you played that are not a land card and it's not a human. So if neither of those two, active area is the way to go. And yes, Ethan, keep reminding me, the characters or army cards go above the land. And if you have an army in a land, you're only allowed 1 army per land.
Unless there's a card that says you can't do that there.
Okay, remember you.
Okay.
Okay, Adam, you want more?
So what I chose is the increases civilization state by 4 people, and it's the invention of the automobile. If I go through it, go to the check. And we have one more code in here.
Thanks, Trish, for the feedback. We appreciate having you here.
Writing down is forward. So draw a basement and this continue. So I know land, and I have to this. In all lands and every single card that you have has an ability.
Yeah, so even lands have the ability.
Okay, so that's the way to
Okay, so she played her 3 cards, pulled her new cards from the deck to make sure she had 5 in her hand, and now she can turn it in.
Is this Jewish, Christian, or Islamic?
Nothing. Neither.
Okay. So I'm going to put it down. Bring these cards so I can increase my morale.
Nope. No, you only use 1 time, and you can't discard on the same time you play. So when you play a card, much like someone that gives you morale points, you can discard a card that's in your battlefield already to make space for a new card. So if you're full. So
I don't want to play.
Okay, we're having conversations with so if you play in your battlefield, you have to wait for the next turn to discard. Any card that you play, whether it's in an active area or in your in one of the lands, you need to have at least 1 turn before you discard.
Then I'm going to Leonardo using studying these adding technology card, and I can use it on limited time or 1 time per turn until we day. So I can use your opponent's technology card until Leonardo is discarded.
Yep.
So what does it do? Increases civilization space by 200 points. Cool. So you can't really do that. Yeah.
So if you attack that card will give you the ability.
Okay, what round is this?
We're going into the second round. This is your second turn.
Okay, so we can't fight yet. So, yeah, I'm ending my turn then.
Okay, so Ethan decided, now he's allowed to play 3 from his hand. And instead of playing 3, he discarded 1. So that was the first card. He played Leonardo da Vinci, which is the second card. And then he decided not to play the 3rd card. So he just pulled enough cards to get 5 in his hand. Which most likely signals to me that he's got some good cards in his hand that will attack me at some point. So I want to watch out for him.
And researchers, just my diary just said it, but in case you didn't hear, we're on the second round, and yes, there's still
Okay, so okay, so I'm gonna play I'm going to play Luis May Alcott, which gives me the ability to attack another land, and if she has more, if her land has more female characters than the land you're attacking, excluding yourself, you win the first battle. So I'm going to place her there, and I'm also going to play Susan B. Anthony. Now the ability of Susan B. Anthony is for every woman in your battlefield, increase the morale by 200 points. So she alone gives you 400 points of morale, and I'm up to 700. So I played 2 cards, and then I'm also going to play Christopher Columbus to find me 1 more land. And now I'm in Asia, in Thailand. Yes, I do love Thailand because that's the point of the game, right?
And there's 2 ways you can. There's 2 ways you can play. There's either morale where you try to get to 3,000 or higher, and then there's global domination where you try to eliminate all of your opponents, but take out all their lands. Kind of if we were doing that, it would be the most vulnerable. You still get out of the game without being in world domination if you lose all your land, but it's just you don't win by making all your opponents lose all their cards because if 3,000 first, whoever gets 3,000 wins.
Okay, so I played my 3 cards, so I'm going to grab enough cards. So I have 5 in my hand.
And I can 3 them.
Yes, you can. And I'm going to pass it over to Adam.
Alright, so since my knowledge card that I did the last time, and it's 30 years, I have to finish in the somehow. And I am going to play the last one first. First, because it does, I can turn it discover. So I'm going to put down Apache's tribal warriors.
Apache tribal warriors.
Okay. So I will win. I automatically win the first battle against the opponent. And I'm also going to play.
Which she wouldn't, just so everyone knows, we wouldn't be telling everyone the abilities, telling our opponents the abilities. We would basically wait until we were going to attack to tell those abilities. So the point is to know what the other player has and what kind of abilities they have. But because we're doing this live, we want to know which abilities we have. So I want to add one note. I really like your guys' names on here. New one just joined us. PAW or TA does Epic. Great to have you here. Thanks so much for joining us. And is that the end of your turn?
No. I'm also going to put down Pablo Picasso. And you guys are taking my morale at 500 points. So
it means if I attack her, then she wants me to attack her in German so that he does. Now that just sounds really mean. It does.
that's a good job.
Yes.
So what you might be able to do is like you have a card that makes the morale down like 7 years. If you use that, like then you might attack her for like if she won't increase the morale, like where she might have it. Yeah.
So another thing that you might want to also look at while you're placing all your lands down is which continents you're from. On every card, the bottom middle of the card, it says which continent that you're in. So right now I'm in Africa and Asia. So Egypt actually has 2 continents that's plugging in. So I can be in either Africa or Asia. He's in Asia, so you need to watch out for me. And then also Abby has Egypt as well. So she's both in Egypt or in Africa and Asia. So the 3 of us can all battle in those 3 lands. Which, if it was me, I would probably have put Pablo Picasso in that land. Oh, except for the fact that, how about this? I also have Europe, and Abby has Germany, I have the UK. So those 2 can battle. And if I attack, she's going to, well, I discard Pablo Picasso. That's pretty powerful.
Except that I have Hitler and King's development, so it's a good great. So you probably want to do it.
This is where the strategy comes in of where to place your cards.
Ooh, new comic.
Let's see. Love me. Yeah. The great thing about this game is the basic concept is fairly easy to understand, but with the strategies, there are a lot of strategies in there, and the game is always different. So the three of us played the game of Risk on Sunday, I think, right? When we were playing, I basically used the same strategy I would use every single time, starting in Australia, maybe even South America, depending on where I got the cards from. I take over Asia, and then I move from there. And that's exactly what I did in it.
So my turn.
Why I might have won.
My turn. You won.
I did win, yes. Okay, so now it's the third round. This is when we start attacking and interacting with cards. So yes, it is Ethan's turn now.
I would say strategy, but since since both of them consider me, I'm not. Well, anyway.
Yeah, he doesn't need better, but we'll find out soon enough.
So if any parents are watching this, hope you're not doing. So I am going to discard him because I already gave him the ability. Then.
So this just started Eli Whitney because he thought that the ability was already moved out and didn't need it.
Ho Chi Minh. And then I'm attacking Jack.
He's attacking me. Okay.
Asia.
Asia. So how many attack points do you have? Again, this is the first number on all of your character cards or army cards.
3,480.
I have 60 plus 40 plus 100, that's 200, plus another 600. That was me. So I have 800 plus another 500. And also, Ethan, you remember that because you have Leonardo da Vinci, you also get Abby's technology ability. Yep. So because I lost, I have to get rid of somebody. This was
two times again.
Two. I have to get rid of two. So I'm actually going to get rid of Philo Farnsworth. And you're attacking again, because you're allowed to attack twice per turn. He's attacking again. So actually, even though they're my strongest, even though they're my strongest, I'm actually going to get rid of the Trunk sisters.
The reason he's not getting rid of the women.
Oh, actually, you know what? Actually, they are women. The Trunk sisters are sisters. Hey, Jonathan, it's great to have you here. Thanks for joining us as well. Let's see. Yes, you can discard any cards that are in your battlefield, as many as you want, every turn. So if you want to discard basically all of them, you can. I don't know why you would, but you can. But when it comes from your hand, you're allowed to play 3 cards, and any of those cards can be discarded.
If you hear like a weird, like scraping kind of sound, it's my brother.
Yeah, wait. Oh, calm down. Yeah, we have a visitor down here. I know the sun's down there. Okay, so instead of playing, Ethan was explaining why I was getting rid of the Trunk sisters, and then I realized, like, well, because they're women also, and Louise May Alcott has an awesome card. I'm going to hold on to the Trunk sisters and get rid of CJ.
And also, what I wanted to say is after you attack, you can't do anything else unless you're pulling your card.
Yeah, so the sequence is you play your card. As soon as you declare an attack from land to land, you can't play any more cards. It's done with. And then after you're done with your attacks, the 2 attacks, then you're allowed to transport transport 1 time using Explore or finish your turn. So basically, after you're done with attacking, it's transporting or being done. Okay, so
yeah, I pull my card so it's dead.
Yep, so you can grab his card. So I believe in a little bit of, actually, you want to grab a stand? Let's see if this one's stand. Yeah, grab a stand. We'll just rotate it. Hopefully you guys can still hear us. Okay, so in this game, I believe in a little bit of payback. So I'm going to play some cards first. I'm going to play Isabel Bumfrey, which means that my morale can never go below 500 points, which really helps right now. I'm also going to play Tales of militus, so it gives me 200 morale points. Or if it has a coast, which each of it has a coast, I get 300 morale points. Now, in order to attack, and this is one thing that Ethan forgot, and I'm going to forgive him because I didn't even look, is that you have to be at 800 morale points before you can attack another land. So because we're actually going to go backwards and do this, we're going to forgive that rule. But every time that you attack, each time that you attack, remember that you have to get 800 morale points before your army will attack for you. And then the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to play Raphael. So here's an interesting thing. I don't know if you know this, you probably already do, but with the artists, the major artists that we have 6 of them, a 7th one coming out when Mount Vesuvius comes out next week. But Raphael is one of the 4 main artists that we put in there. We actually have all the Ninja Turtles in our game. So we have Michelangelo, we have Leonardo, we have Donatello, and we have Raphael. Who funny enough are the 4 Ninja Turtles. I don't know if you knew that, but the artists, the Ninja Turtles was actually, the names were based off of the artists.
And Leonardo.
Yep, so he has Leonardo, I have Raphael. Anyway, so back to the game. Again, I was saying that I agree with a little bit of payback in the game. So I'm going to attack Ethan's Israel, and because I have more women than he has in his land, my card, Luis May Alcott, her abilities, make it so I win the first attack. So now you have to lose a card. Which one do you want to lose? So he just got rid of Leonardo, which we were just talking about, which also gives him the ability to use Abby's technology card. And now there's no more. So it cuts him down in strength.
Wait,
at the same time, I know he has an army in there.
Actually, I'm going to win him.
So I probably shouldn't have said that out loud. No, actually, I'd have to, but.
No, actually, that's not why.
Well.
I just thought we were calling things.
Yes, but also, after you touch a card and put it in the discard, you can't just take it out and put it back in.
I believe in that.
Well, I was in the process of it. But yes, you're right. So again, that's another rule you need to be settled on. That as soon as you discard it, you can't pull it back out.
Unless it's nothing.
Yeah, okay, so there are cards that will bring it back out from the discard, such as the invention of penicillin. It allows you to grab one person from your deck and bring it out.
I just have a really trusted deck. It's kind of really.
Yeah, Dad found a pile of cards that were unclaimed, and he separated them into some of his decks. You know, put it together. I know, it's a little stuff. Sorry. Okay, so I attacked one time. And I'm not going to attack a second time because he has an army in that land, and I know I lose. So I got my payback. I'm done. I'm happy. So we move on, and now it's Abby's turn.
Okay, so I have another army, and I'm going to play it with Joey. And I already have my army for next year, and so I move my purchase. We're also going to play after I turn to double my enemies combined strength. That's my first attack. And then I'm going to summon my land with Joshua Wartown. And in my overpowered deck, I just really good cards that combine the strength of 3 of my countries all together. And I'm mad that I don't have it happening.
He's a little upset. Sorry.
I worked like a year to make that pilot.
Okay, we're back to Abby.
And now I'm going to attack you.
Uh-oh. Now she's attacking me.
Good job, Abby. Good job.
So a lot of times, I would look into my deck and see if I had an interrupt card. An interrupt card, and the abilities, it actually says interrupt is the first word, it's tapped. That means I can sometimes play a card that would interrupt her attack on me.
And I
5.
And I just realized that even if he had attack because he had less than 800, I might think he's half over.
Yeah, we were just talking about
So
So I guess she can't attack, so never mind on that attack. Yeah.
also what I wanted to say is first of all, this game is really fun, and I forgot what I wanted to say.
That happened. Okay, so Abby pulled her card, and now it's Ethan's turn again.
So what I wanted to do, put this down, strength points years ago, so I can pull 1 leader card out of my discard pile and play him her again. So I played a Ho Chi Minh. So that's why
Wait. You're saying that's the Berlin Wall?
That's what he is.
Okay, sorry. You just discarded the Berlin Wall.
And then we don't have any more technology cards. All this like since you only put on 3 cards per turn, I don't know if you take that or not. Like what I do, I don't if I play down like 1 or 2 cards, I usually discard and discard the top of 1 character. Whenever I discard, I make it seem more like 4.
Now, Ethan, you just got rid of the geisha, who gives 100 morale for each Japanese character. He's included in that. So you would at least have 100. No, it's not. So yeah, remember next time that cards that say for every Japanese or every any kind of character, like every female character, you actually get to claim them as well.
And I'm getting rid of him.
Okay. So for my turn.
What?
So here's another great thing. So I have players that have like 300 cards. They'll actually get huge stacks of cards. And I always tell them, like, that's fine. You can have as many cards as you want. In this game, you can have as many as you want. But the Murphy's Law, you know what Murphy's Law is, what can happen will happen. All the best cards will go to the bottom. And most of the time, they won't find any explorers or armies and such like that. So you might have 300 cards, and you're not as much of an advantage by doing that. We say the best games are between 50 and 100 cards. And the great thing about that is, like, right now we all have 50 cards, and I've got a plethora of explorers. At the same time, Ethan is still on 1 land, because he hasn't found them. So it depends on the luck of the draw, which makes the game even more fun. So I'm playing another explorer, and I'm grabbing a new land. And Cabot actually gives me 200 morale points, plus Tonga gives me another 300 morale points. And again, according to the rules from the rule sheet, which, well, I had a copy of it, but I must put it away. You can actually get 800 morale points max per turn. It makes it so you can't win too fast. And right now it claims 500 morale points. So I'm also going to play Benjamin Franklin, who takes 1 active technology or knowledge card from each of your opponents. The only person that has a technology card is Abby, so I get to claim that. Sorry, Abby.
Me.
At the same time, as we said before, it's a green card at the end of the game. We'll be able to tell whose cards are whose.
I'm going to be able to use that card again.
Yeah. And then for my last one, I'm going to increase my morale just a little bit more. Ethan, please don't do that. Thank you. Actually, I'm going to play the Steelworkers for a little more strength, and I'm going to place it in somewhere where I know my son's going to be attacking as soon as he can. And since Louise May Alcott's abilities are used up, I'm going to discard her. So now I'm in the Steelworkers that are needed. And I'm going to end my turn. Well, actually, you know what? Before I end my turn, I'm at 1,500 points, so I can attack either one. But again, they both have armies in their Asian lands. Abby has an army in her European land. I have no armies. I have the Steelworkers, which is actually the weakest army. So as I said, I have a plethora of explorers, but I have no armies. Ethan has no explorers, so.
So I have a lot of armies.
Exactly.
So am I overpowered? Check. I have a lot of explorers and I've got an army. I'm so fast.
He's not gonna let that go. Okay, so I'm gonna grab my card, and now it's Abby's turn.
Alright, so I have. Let's see.
Actually, while you're figuring that out, I want to share this really interesting card. So this one is Yuri Gagarin. Gagarin.
Yeah.
Gagarin, yes. It said that April 12th, 1961, he was the first human to enter space. The interesting thing is, with just a travel time of 108 minutes, he circled the whole Earth one time, reached a maximum height of 203 miles. That's pretty darn cool. Sorry, did you figure out what you're doing?
So I read the photo police and Peter Song. The photo police gives me 2,000 more points, plus another 100 more points for every color in the American character in the battle. Is this one?
That's the third one here.
Yeah. So I have the Happy Tribal Warriors. Hey, copy mine! Which is 100 and
so sorry, you can just draw a point. So they both have the Apache Tribal Warriors, which is legal for each person to have their own copy of the same card, but you can't have it in the battlefield at the same time. So you can't have two lands that are the same land in your battlefield at the same time, and you can't have two characters that are the same at the same time. That's right. Well, you're fine. Yeah, so sorry to explain more. Abby has one in her battlefield, he has one in his battlefield, that's why it's legal.
Oh,
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hopefully we're going to do more days.
There you go.
Hopefully we're going to have more live streams.
We will be. This is just the start of many. And we'll be doing it on different topics as well, not just some house dating.
And here Sarah helps me stay alive. Okay, well, your opponent has one character who attacks and answers your defending. If you help me, your buttons my opponent's best cards to tackle. And I'm going to list files. And sorry about that, they decrease our personal opportunities.
So I just lost 400 points, my morale. Unless I have an interrupt, which I don't.
And my turn. Okay. I'm going to do a. I didn't use another one.
Yes, you need more explorers.
50, 50.
Nope. Yeah, that's okay. Ethan is very competitive. So the fact that he loves telling everyone that he beats me all the time on this game.
It's true.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. He says it's true.
It is.
And that's why there's no mercy when it comes to we're not finding explorers.
I am my turn. Wait, no, I'm going to discard.
Yes, please discard your cards and we'll play.
Actually, I'm not going to discard.
You're not going to find any.
15.
Wait. When can you can when you land? When you land. Okay. So I'm not boasting. I don't like boasting. So I'm going to right now. Another explorer. So this brings up another point. So I have another explorer, and I have 4 lands in my battlefield or my playmat. So here's the thing: you don't have to stay on your mat. This mat just gets you started. I have another explorer, so play him down, and I grab a new land from my land card. And now, if Yuri discovers an Asian land, you get 300 morale points. That's what I just discovered. I'm in Japan.
And my current lands are Japan and China. And Japan. That's a good one. So excited.
Okay, good.
And what we also forgot to mention is you can only have 4 or less games in a lane. That's why you want to reduce.
Yeah, so you want to have at least, you can have a max of 4 cards in each land. And if you want to discard any, if you don't have any space to add any more, you can actually discard one of those cards and replace them with somebody else. Okay, no.
What I wanted to say is like there's like 1 or 2 lands, I don't know, but I know there's only one. There's a land that allows you to have 5 character cards and 1 army. Well, 4 character cards and 1 army.
So yeah, actually it's 2 lands, you're right. And it's China and Russia because the mass and the amount of people they have in the land. Platyism. Sorry if I butchered that. Platyism. Yes, you're probably right. Platyism is the weakest army. Still working pretty close though. So thank you. I like telling this to people. I created the game, and there's so many cards. I'm always finding new ones, or not new ones, but ones I forgot about. So thank you for bringing that up. Oh, let's see. So for the rest of my turn, I'm going to use the invention of the personal computer, which gives me 300 morale points. And then also, again, I still like payback, even if they're really weak. So I'm playing the Great Depression on somebody that just hit me with the Salem Witch Trial. Okay, calm down. This one decreases your opponent's morale by 500 points, which brings up a point because he's at 300 points right now. Negative 2.
Daddy, watch out. I'm coming for you.
Not if you don't get to 800.
Double LOL.
You gonna throw a hashtag in there too?
Hashtag. I love hashtag. I love LOL.
Did you just say you hashtag love LOL and hashtag? You're weird. Okay, anyways. Yeah, sit down, please. Okay, so Abby's in the negative. Stop. So Abby's in the negative. Okay, so I'm going to use 100 morale points for each female character, as long as she is in your battlefield. You can please don't. I won't invite you on. Let's see. As long as she is in your battlefield, do you get extra points if you play a female character? Well, it does say as long as she stays in your battlefield, so yes. Other ones just say it's one time. Morale is always one time unless it has the caveat of something else saying continues or as long as she's in the battlefield. So I used up the Great Depression, but I still keep in the active area until the next turn. So I have to keep everything in for one turn before discarding them. Unless I actually just discard them instead of using them. Now I played my 2 cards. I have no way of attacking Abby or Ethan, even though I have the point. I don't have the strength, so I'm not crazy enough to attack. So I'm going to pass the time over to Abby. I'm going to grab my cards, and now it's Abby's turn.
Okay, since I am really low on my morale, I'm going to put down Ludwig and Beethoven. And
Lose it. Sure.
I know about them. And I never like it.
This is why it's great to be able to have the history there again to read it. Yeah, sure. That's right. Yeah. Lose it.
Well, I'm going to put down Beethoven. To increase my morale by 10 points. Now I'm not negatives.
Yay!
And now I'm going to go back.
So, where are they from? That's a Latin country, but not American. So no. No.
So we're
So it's just even. Yeah. So again, if the card says, such as this one says, if you have a Latin American character, for every one you have, you get 100 or 200 points. The person that's on the card is actually one of those cards.
okay, so I have number 200, and on this is the reduction of the locomotive. So each zone of the put one or more characters to two confirmation finance. And that is the end of my turn.
Yeah. Turn over to Ethan.
My turn, I'm so sad, no morale. So what I was going to do is get rid of Apache Title Warriors. And get rid of Leonardo da Vinci. So I put down the Mongolian army. Well,
This is a really strong attack, so I'm a little worried. I know he's coming after me. Okay, keep going.
Okay. Then I'm gonna put down Constantine the Great. He's one morale of
Constantine.
Constantine the Great. I don't know how to pronounce his name.
You're fine.
And then attack that.
Oh, that you are 800, so yes, you can. How are you?
Yeah, I know you guys are 30 minutes to other guys. So I'll come on get over here on the real question. Well, anyway,
Yeah, actually, we're doing this too. It's really fun having people that show the game off too, and also have fun playing those fun games.
well, what I want to do is I'm attacking my dad. So I have 4,000, 5,000, 6,100.
6,100 versus really, really low. 2180, 2480, 2880, and
I'm very competitive.
And I lost.
Yay! I'm attacking one time.
Just once?
And then attacking that.
Oh, okay.
I'm only attacking me now. 6,100. Or Asia.
Egypt?
Asia.
Egypt is the country.
Okay. So I have so 4,000. And so about that out of then I have 4,000.
Should have.
I have 4,000. 6,100. What? Alright. I won the first battle against you. I won the first battle.
Oh. So you can just move his morale down 100 points. If the attacker loses, they lose 100 morale. If the defender loses, they lose the person. Those are the two consequences of losing.
Well, now it's Dad's turn.
Not me, it's like Peter.
That's all you need.
Ethan, did you attack twice?
No, I
Yes, one against me, one against you.
I'm good.
Ethan, please.
I'm so happy.
Ethan, I will not invite you onto another live stream.
Okay.
You need to come in.
I'm so happy.
I'm glad you're happy. It's nice to see that. But you're not going to be happy with this.
Yeah.
So I'm putting a tax on Ethan with the IRS. So the IRS's abilities are to place a tax over your opponent's land, which that means nothing. It's basically just giving you a background of why their morale is lowering, and lower their morale by 300 points. So Ethan, you just lost 300 points, which means you're below 800 and you can't attack anymore.
That's not instant.
And you know what's really sad is Ethan still doesn't have another explorer. I found another explorer. Even they can't see his face.
Explore.
So I'm now in South America as well. And so this is also a problem. If you look at my lands, I've got a lot of land. I've also got a lot from Asia. I've got actually 3 from Asia. And that means Abby and Ethan can actually attack me on my small lands. I need to defend them. So. But at the same time, I'll point out that they're still low on the morale, so I'm a little safe there. Alright, so I'm going to play.
Do you know how much longer will I think we've been doing it about over an hour?
Yep, just an hour. So, yep. So maybe I should start attacking and take a little while. I don't know. So I'm going to play Sir Walter Scott, which allows me to go into one of my lands, or sorry, into my deck and pull out a non-character card. So again, armies are considered non-characters. So guess what one I'm going to be getting? Oh, I am. So I'm pulling the Mean Warriors. And then I'm placing them in Egypt because I can go both in Africa and Asia. Ethan, this is what I'm talking about. Please don't. And then I'm also going to attack Ethan. And how many points here?
I think for that was
good point. Let's see. Due to your speed when an opponent prepares himself. Darn. You in the first one?
Yep.
Okay, lost 100 miles.
Wait, Dad?
Yeah.
Is that an army?
That is an army.
It's
oh, good point. Good job. I'll be discarding them. We just added because I discarded somebody else to get them in.
You should have discarded them.
Really?
Those are lots of them.
Well, I played them this time. So, yep.
Yeah. Are they morale or
we're doing a hybrid, so there's 3 ways of winning the game, or 3 ways to play the game. One, you can play just for morale, which takes about a half hour to an hour and a half. You can play for just world domination, trying to take people's hands, which can take you about 3 to 4 hours. Or you can play for like a hybrid, either one, whichever one happens first. So if we weren't explaining everything that we were doing, the game would be split in half in time. Yeah, for right now we're playing both, or we're playing either one. Okay. A competition. Can you, in the live stream, there's a comment asking about how to enter into a competition. So there's different types of competitions. There are tournaments which go in different local areas. You can try to find if there's one in your area. If it's a competition, as in like the create your own card contest, it's basically you enter it just by submitting an entry, and we'll send out a newsletter on the 1st of September to remind everyone about the game entering. So it depends on the competition. Can you tell us a little more which competition you're looking into?
And I also wanted to mention, if you're doing a competition, if you completely win it, you'll get a ranking in the website. I don't know if they started that or where it is yet, but you will. And you'll also get like a reward, something like that.
Yeah, so we actually have 2 things that we're talking about. One is called the National Bracketing System, where you can actually track where your ranking is in the U.S. With other players of the game that go to tournaments every month. The other thing that you're talking about was the reward. Starting, I think, August, we're actually doing rewards or prizes for the winners of each competition, each tournament. So if you don't have a tournament in your area, please sign up to be an ambassador. You can actually earn money off it. You can host tournaments, and you can actually sign up other retailers and earn a commission off them. So we're trying to find ambassadors in every state inside the United States, or at least every large city in the U.S. And so please sign up. It's on the website. The national bracketing system, so you can see the rankings in the U.S. That's also on the website. Thank you.
I just wanted to mention I won tournament.
Yes, he is one of the tournament. Okay, so I'm going to grab my cards. Did I attack you the second time? No, I'm attacking the second time. So I'm going to finish my attack. And how many points do you have?
Okay.
At 4,320.
What? 3,000 what?
4,320.
2,000. 3,400.
I'm sorry, I was going at 5,001. So who wins?
Yeah.
So which card are you going to get rid of? Bye-bye, Davy Crockett.
Can I donate?
Now, I don't know if you guys know this, but Davy Crockett has an amazing story. When they found his body in the Alamo, he actually had, I think it was either 5 or 10 Mexican soldiers all around him dead. One still had his Bowie knife still stuck in his chest. So he took down either 5 or 10 people when he was finally taken down at the Battle of the Alamo. Yeah, I told you.
And if you guys don't know, the website is www.historicalconquest.com. So
Yep.
if you know.
Yep, and we have also Facebook. We're on Facebook and also YouTube. So please subscribe to us on either one and like and stuff. We really appreciate it. And subscribe. Thanks.
Okay, so I am going to put down another score. I'm in the Philippines.
So I'm also in the South Pacific. So the two of us are in the South Pacific.
And to have a mental the locomotive, I'm going to convert my armies in the Philippines and protect my dad.
I think I'm going to in trouble with
I don't know why they think I'm going to be attacking them.
I feel like I was in trouble.
There's my pretty, my car in Contra. And what else is that?
Nicaragua. The countries. And the Contras were a rebel army there.
Okay.
The U.S. actually supported.
And then, I'm putting down Iraq, Lorax. And to the ability is during every attack, your opponent's defense increases by 500 points until the end of that round. And the last one I'm going to put down is Socrates. So, and I have, he's like,
Socrates.
He's like, he's looking more and more. And that is just, oh, that. With this, with potato, where I had another one here,
Socrates is in
well,
not American.
Okay, finally,
Yay, he found an explorer!
it's a king. Oh, cow.
This is actually one of my favorites from the original game 15 years ago.
Ooh, cow! Alaska! So basically what I just noticed on the Crazy Rock and Dog Bread, explorers, they usually have a low attack and defense. So King Dog Bread, his attack 1,000 and defense 90. Anyway, now I will put down. Actually, I'm not gonna put down anyone. I want to attack Dad Asia.
You're gonna attack Dad Asia. Okay. You might want to look at your morale. 600. Below 300. You can't attack. So you in your hand? Yep. You can play some more cards.
Actually, I can't play any more cards. Well, I mean, I guess I'll place down here.
There you go.
And then end my turn.
Okay. So I'm going to play the Federalist Papers, which gives me 300 morale points. I'm also going to play. Oh, Patty, I'm really sorry. No, I'm really sorry. Sorry, I don't know if you heard this. I played the Federalist Papers, which gave me morale. Yes, you can hear that. And then I'm playing John Wilkes Booth, which the funny thing is, the last 2 times I've played, I think I had Abraham Lincoln, and 2 different players took out Abraham Lincoln with John Wilkes Booth. But this time I'm using John Wilkes Booth against a king and queen, 1 card, so bye-bye. And then John Wilkes Booth goes straight to the discard. And then I'm playing also, I'm going to play Romualdo Pacheco, who is a U.S. governor for California. And he increases my morale by 200 points for every Latin American character I have. So no. Christopher Columbus. He's found America, right? That doesn't count. No. So at least I get 200 morale points. So now I'm up to 2,100 morale points. And I'm going to use the UK, the United Kingdom, to attack Abby's Germany. Okay. So now I took Abby's Germany, so.
Dad.
Yes.
I killed the body.
There's no way you can get rid of Abby in that one turn.
No, I mean, if you get her morale under 0, you get.
Oh, you have it. Or we could take you down to below 0. Okay, so because I only attacked once, so I'm going to attack now Ethan in Israel, and I have 5,100. Just once. I've already attacked Abby once, and now I'm attacking you once. And then I'll end my turn.
Oh, and Daddy, Dr. Nicholas asked a question.
Jefferson Davis card decreases your Confederate Army's strength by 200, but increases your morale by 200. Do you get morale without the Confederate Army? Let's see. So if you had the Confederate Army, it would decrease your morale by 200. Their strength by 200. But your morale is actually for your whole civilization. So it would increase your morale, your civilization's morale, not the Confederate, but all of your civilization by 200 morale points. So morale, no card can claim their own morale. It's only the whole civilization. So I hope that answers your question, Jonathan.
Is it my turn?
Yeah, for you.
So what I'm going to do is
actually,
My turn.
have your turn.
Oh.
Thanks for showing us your cards.
we're going to have to end like
Yeah, we're gonna have to end in 12 minutes.
12.
Yeah.
So I'm going to play C.S. Lewis. And so there's he is an author of Narnia. And I will pretty much go after that this. And he can now attack. And increases my strength. It's 20 points. And so.
Oh, she can now attack. Watch out, Ethan. Makes it take you out.
I can take you out too.
She can also attack me.
I'm also going to say Smith Era. So I'm keeping my roll by 200 points.
Have you noticed in most movies how they have usually a comic relief? I think these things are comic relief.
It's a comic relief.
Sorry, a comic relief is just somebody that brings humor to any topic. So, yeah, your mannerisms are quite entertaining, but please calm down.
You're mean.
It's a game I'm supposed to be mean.
Yeah, I'm supposed to cry. I was good.
No,
And I
that's
also
like
put down the solar system. And with this knowledge, double your knowledge, technology, and reduction target abilities. So I can now transport 2 armies of characters between 2 continents, multi-language. So,
okay.
and
So you can transfer distance twice.
yeah.
Awesome.
And now I'm going to attack that.
Why me?
Because we have only 1 in the 13.
And who are you attacking?
So 13 to that.
You mean you only talk specific?
Yeah, 13.
Okay, so I have 460.
I have 4,220.
I win! I can do math. So,
Attacking twice.
Benjamin Franklin goes to.
And Tonga is mine! Okay. And that's in the
What is
Sorry to say, we're gonna have to end in like 9 minutes. Well, anyway, I think I was you are calculating anything. It's like I'm thinking
You're exactly what you're thinking.
Then I put down Prince Estabrook, the little Teddy, the Molly,
Mark.
Confucius, if you can roll like 300.
Oh, you're gonna attack again.
Then I'm attacking.
Sure. Who's Asia? Are you attacking? That is someone. We're not telling you. So we had a problem with some of the players getting up out of their seats, coming over and watching or counting up their opponent's attacks or defense. So we actually made a rule. It's a YouTube rule. It's not an actual rule in the rule book. But if you get up out of your chair to count someone else's attack or defense, you lose 100 morale points. So just like home notes.
So, and then I'm attacking Dad's Asia. Fight that one for me.
All right, second. I have 2,600 plus another 700.
Wait, I get to attack again.
Wait.
I did the first battle.
Why are you in the first battle?
We're going up on the
Didn't you? Oh, you haven't used it? Okay, so you win the first one. Are you attacking a second turn?
Yes.
Holy cow!
Fight that one.
Okay, I just described them. Are you
So,
done?
so you decided your turn.
Yeah, do them.
Okay.
Are you done?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm attacking. Wait, I do want to. I attacking.
Yeah, you attacked one.
Okay.
I got rid of 2 cards.
Okay.
Okay.
All we need to do is read Dad. Okay.
Yeah, good luck with that. So I'm playing the invention of the tennis shoes, which gives me 300 morale points. Also, I'm playing Lost Among the Pharaohs. 7 minutes. I think it can take you down that much.
I don't think.
So Lost Among the Pharaohs, you play 1 card that you discarded already. So this one gives me the most morale.
No, you need win by morale.
What's really weak?
Abby did hit the one century every night. We had to go home maybe.
Or you can win you understand. Or you can win equally you all know.
You scare me sometimes. So I'm going to play Violet Farnsworth again, which gives me another 300 morale points. So now it's 700 morale, or 2,700 morale points. And then, sorry, Abby, you're the only one with technology and knowledge cards. So all of yours must be discarded. For one opponent, all knowledge and technology cards in play must be discarded. Stop. And then I'm attacking Israel from Egypt at 4,100 points.
How many points?
So 4,100, 4,800. Yeah, 4,800.
1,000. No, 2,600.
So who wins?
You win, I don't have to wait.
Oh,
interrupts.
So he has an interrupt card.
If these turn only, if you lose in defending your land, you evade all negative. Yeah.
Gone.
Ooh, I don't. But so we did.
Okay, so I'm going to have my cards, and now it's Abby's turn.
Okay. So
1 minute. Abby, you have to keep our turn going to do until we guys do it.
I got it.
Uh-huh. We're taking note of my land?
Soon.
Soon?
Very soon.
Very soon, huh?
Unless it has to be less than 3 minutes.
Okay. I am playing George's. I can't read that.
Lemon tree? I call him George.
So he is genealogy to first one opponent to just for one knowledge of technology card. His card.
Any what? What?
Knowledge of technology card.
Which one?
Anyone.
Which one? That one? Yeah.
I think you have a new comment.
You get a point. Okay, and I'm gonna go new land. And I get 2 additional points because Yuri, Dead Gun, his ability is if he discovers an ancient land, you get 200 point morale increase. I just discovered the kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia, which is in Asia. So it has pushing a lot of points. And I am going to put down Homer. And Gives large and receiving to the maximum Senate so anyone charged with 100 or fewer taxes.
Oh! Ow!
And so I'm going to attack Europe. It's in India and Iraq has nothing in Germany.
You have a European land?
Oh yeah, dang it!
You know how you fix that?
Oh.
An explorer can transport one card or itself to any other land. So come over and explain it. So if you saw what she just did, she used an explorer to transport the explorer into a land that was empty. This is why we never keep lands empty. Because an explorer can basically come over, grab it, and claim it for her own civilization.
And I'm attacking North America.
South America? That's South America.
Oh, dang it!
He is
Where's
North-
our pants again?
He is North America. He is North America.
No, this is doing you.
Yeah, she wants my land.
So
Yes.
I'm attacking Japan.
If you didn't hear her earlier, her favorite land is Japan, or one of the two. And she thought so.
Maybe the other one is Alaska.
I have 100 morale points, or 100. What's that thing?
At least I have Alaska.
3,700.
Not even worth it.
Right there.
So in that one turn, she took me down from, what, 8 countries, 7 countries? Actually, they both did. In one turn, 8 countries down to 5. 4. I have 4 now. Holy cow, guys.
And that's the end of my turn.
So I'm just going to do my turn and then I have to end the game.
Yes, because you know it came back to me. I win.
No, actually no, I'm doing the time.
So, and on, you might just see them around. Really? No. Then you won't be able to do one.
No, that would win. Exactly.
I already.
Fine, what about we just go until that moves? Because only then you got.
Hey, Abby might win. Look at that. She's getting out there.
I'm looking at it. Well, let's do this.
Just go, just go.
There's going to be a first place, second place, and third place. Okay? Okay. So I practiced Ellen Walking Harper. He's number by 2 by 3. That's a long name. Then Chuck Copper. He's number by 300.
Cooper.
Cooper. I know how to pronounce him. And then I'll end my turn.
So I have William Shakespeare. You gain control of one of your opponent's characters. And I'm looking for the most morale. Flip it back over. Flip it back over.
I don't think it's really good.
I'll get 300. You can teach yourself to do 300.
Yeah.
Go for it.
So he has higher attack than defense.
Well, thank you.
Fun.
Are you trying to sell me to
Sure, you're gonna win. I'll let him do.
So 300 morale points. And that's all I needed for 300 morale points. So Dad won the game. You guys did great.
I got second place.
And Ethan was right. He does beat me a lot. So
I got second place at least. You guys I got second place, so I have higher morale.
I want to say guys have morale and morale.
yeah.
I have more
Look
morale than you.
at Rams though.
I know. You're just doing that.
No, I.
Tie game!
I have 1,400.
Okay. So we hope you enjoyed doing this live stream. We enjoyed playing the game and having you in our audience. As you see, we did this broadcast for an hour and a half, and we explained basically all the cards and we talked during this time. So a game of morale would take you about a half hour to an hour and a half. Hour and a half broadcast and all these little interruptions. It works out really great. Plus, hopefully somebody here learned some more about somebody from history. And afterwards, one thing I'd like to do is probably, I like to pick up a card and say, hey, do you know about this person? So let's just say, do you know about Mozart?
Yeah.
Abby, do you know about Mozart?
Yeah.
Mozart did a lot of lullabies, including Too Much of the Little Star. And
I didn't know that.
Do you know about the
I love music.
Oh, here. You like to share? Here's that.
And thank you. Oh, what's the other thing? I feel like I got flying from Flying Zach last name. Was I just don't know. I forgot what it was.
Well, actually, you know that even though he was a great composer and had a lot of popularity,
Here's one.
no, he was financially strapped, which means he's very poor, which is quite interesting. But also, Ethan pulled out a card that I wanted to tell you about. So he pulled out the invention of the electric chair. If you guys go on our YouTube channel, you can actually see the background of this. We're calling it the Current Wars. And over the next month, we're getting new parts of the Current Wars, which is basically the war between Tesla and Edison, and all their fights. You think they stop? And the electric chair is just one of the ways that Edison tried to disprove, or not disprove, but discredit Nikola Tesla and steer people away from his electricity. So I hope you enjoy that. So go to our YouTube channel and subscribe. And one last thing. Right here. It's my business card.
Besides your card.
Besides my card. I was joking. That's not my favorite card. My favorite card. Actually, that's a really hard one to choose. I'll have to get back to you on that one. I know I've been asked it before. Actually, the two favorite cards that are not in the decks, they're actually rare cards, are Blackbeard and the Spartan Warriors. The Spartan Warriors is actually the strongest card in here. And also, Gutenberg is the strongest when it comes to morale, how much morale you can. So, yeah, I hope you enjoy this. Please subscribe to us on YouTube and also check out some of the videos, especially the one on the electric chair. It's short, but it's gets straight to the point. So I got one more comment from my son, and Abby as well.
What I wanted to say is also from my deck that I missed really badly. I told the Blackbeard and the other guys that were getting attacked. And second of all, if you say it to your video, thank you.
Yeah, we really appreciate all your comments. If you have any suggestions about the live feed for next time, please enter in there and write us in the comments. And also email us if you have any questions. Thank you so much.
And just answer the questions more details. If the questions are not this for dad, my favorite cards are the colors of the trigger.
You think you have a favorite card?
Yeah. My favorite card is probably the electric chair. That's because of the illustration.
Thanks again for being here, and hopefully we'll see you on another live stream or such, or maybe at a convention or tournament in the future. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.